Here on top of my house? Yes, on top of my house. I haven't played on this world in like a month. It was the celebration of our magnificent 400th day. Of course, that was days ago. 1 day ago, 2 days ago. That Enderman is outrageously taking some of my stuff. I'm gonna go hit him with the stick that is attached to a sword. Don't worry, he won't get away. We'll be too quick for all that. And we will very cunningly smack him around a little bit. It'll go great, you'll see. And, you know, the distant screeching of our enemies will be a lesson to everyone, or at the very least to me. And that's enough. We're going to eat some carrots and whatever goes with that. Alright, so, as the title of the stream indicates, we need to make some safety improvements. Principal among them is adding railings around, you know, this watery area that cuts through. So we added like kind of one there, but they, as you see, are even now just chilling down there. Some of them fall all the way down and have like made their home. We're gonna jump this way. It's very safe, don't worry. And as you see, like a huge amount of our villagers have through time just, you know, traveled on down, including you know, various master butchers. We got all sorts of silliness going on. So, you know, some of that is because of me throwing these water sources in order to go into the deeps long ago, but some of it is due to their own, you know, their own problems. Here, I a long time ago put this sign that said up, hopefully to tell me that this way led up. It's not important why I did it. It worked, and I'm still alive. But anyway, so as we see here, we've got some work to do. I don't know why I act like I don't have stuff to do in this world, when even in our premier town, we have people just in the worst of conditions. So, first off, let's think about this. Let's think about this like a hero. What do? We build a fence, but where? Around the outside? Yes, because we don't want to like build a top over it. You know, that would remove the natural beauty. And what kind of fence? Like a nice stone one? Probably. Also, I've got tons of cobblestone. Seems good. Let's mend stuff up real quick, and then we'll go to the vault. I mean, actually, not like we need to go to the vault to find cobblestone. I'm sure we can just find some around. Do we want to use cobblestone for the fence, though? I mean, why not? Cobblestone's nice and rustic. Suits the broad aesthetic of the village well enough. We could just do that. I almost want to plant a bunch of wheat here. I know that's not surprising to anybody. Gunpowder? No, let's be silly. Do we need to sleep the next night, or we're gonna have a bunch more phantoms? Maybe. I believe that was what was going on. I pay shockingly little attention to what's going on in my own game sometimes. It's alright, you know, once you progress pretty far, then it doesn't matter anymore, you know. It's all about connecting with your enchantments and getting your gear all the way up. It's all about the insane drag that happens, even to a machine like mine, when all of these hundreds of beady eyes go in one direction. The happy cram of entities. And it looks like they got a little too voluminous, a little bit too clumped. They'll be fine. Why the axe, you might ask, if you're noticing that I'm harvesting with the axe? Well, it's simple. I don't have a hoe with the fortune upgrade on it, and to the best of my knowledge, the axe works just fine for the fortune. You might say, why do you need wheat seeds? Look, you're gonna have to get all the way off my back about the wheat thing. If you're asking this question here, it's because you don't even know the depths to which I'm capable of sinking in my pursuit of wheat. That is a conversation for another day. The conversation of the day is that Enderman is taking my dirt. Get back here. I don't know who you thought you were fooling with this dirt thievery thing. Where's he at? Did he zoop like underneath somewhere? He better not be hurting anybody. Alright, well, at any moment he could just zoop back over here. We're gonna have to be ready for combat. You know, you can never be careful enough with these guys. Oh yeah, that's right. I put a little wheat field over here too. See, a reasonable amount of wheat. I almost went over and planted more. I gotta focus, man. I gotta get working on this wall at least a little bit. One of my friends in their Minecraft world, they made the most wonderful wall, just far beyond anything that I'm going to be doing here. I mean, maybe. It'd be nice to have a big wall outside of all of it eventually. The Great Wall of Minecraft. I would be the millionth person to have made one, but you know, sometimes you don't need to be first or second or even third. Oh, I guess he went over there and an iron golem just trucked him. Alright, so I mean, it's kind of good. We just need fortune on something. We don't have any books of fortune. No, certainly not. Why would we? Why would we? We also don't need any... What am I doing with enchantments and lapis? This is ridiculous behavior. I got distracted by thinking about planting more wheat. That's what it was. You know, you can't allow yourself to look away from the title of the video. Here we go, cobblestone. Just like I promised. Yeah, and so here what we want to... Yeah, just for aesthetics sake, we no longer need that to be there, and then we can just... You know, it's kind of sad if they won't be able to see out anymore, though. I guess you only need it to be taller on the edges, you know. Theoretically. No, because we'll just have to... You know, we run into the same problems, theoretically. We could just have a plateau here and chop all this. Might be the right move, right? And then just... Yeah, because we can just cut this here. Build the wall all through this way, and then just... Just go on from here. And of course these little jokers will just be able to get up. Who's a couple silly little guys? Oh right, the phantoms. I remember. I was supposed to go to sleep tonight. Let's get up away from these dudes and have a little brawl. Oh yeah, we've got a posse here. We've got iron golems. We just got to be careful not to accidentally hit one. You know, that's the real danger of having friends in this game. Like right there, he almost scared me. I almost swung at him. It's almost more trouble than he's worth. I didn't mean that, Mr. Iron Golem, sir. But if I accidentally shoot you with even this arrow, clean. Alright, seems fine. We do need to lay down for the night, though, or, you know, this sort of ridiculous stuff's just going to keep on happening. We can't keep suffering. We'll lay down in our own bed, though. Calcite waiting by the door. And of course, who would greet us but Garuda? The whole gang's here. We'll have Calcite sit underneath the dragon head, watching over us all, and lay down for the night. But about time to get working on this wall, you know. It's not all fun and games, you know. Garuda's gonna watch over the crime family, and we're gonna get right back to work. Alright, so they are sort of trying to get out of here, but not particularly hard. There we go. Go home. This area is not for you anymore. Alright, so we're about to be right here on the border of the melon space. We'll need a wall here too, right? Right. That'll be the internal wall and the external wall. And we're just going to need to take a little bit of this space for wall number 1. We'll build up this sort of dirt going on here. Gotta have more dirt, obviously. Alright, so they think they want to be here, but what they really want to do is get out of my way. I don't know if that's going to happen, though. Please leave. It's like they just think they're having a bro down. They just think they're talking to each other, but what they're really doing is being in my work area. I mean, we could just go to the other side, but, you know, we were starting here. Yes, please. Please. Please leave, sir. Alright, you can just build it over nothing. You can just... Of course you can. Why wouldn't you be able to? Well, we will go along this side anyway because it is more aesthetic. And, yeah, we'll just do it right here. And you might say to yourself, is all of this destruction of the landscape necessary? Well, now that you've asked, I'm not sure. But it is what's happening. So I think we all have to get used to it. Yeah, because of course this isn't like actually a proper waterway at all. It was actually just like a cavernous valley. Cavernous valley, that's not the right way to say it. It was a void. It led to caverns. But because, you know, I'm a gentleman, whenever I am on an early hardcore world, I principally use water to traverse the terrain up and down so that you can, you know, figure out where you're at. This may be slightly more work than the wall requires. Literally don't care. I don't normally build very much, so this will be a learning experience. Both for me for building, like, do you build on dirt? You do now. And then also for you, if you thought that I was going to do this with any semblance of like a plan, then you could learn from that dramatic misconception about the nature of the Minecraft project here. But if you don't want to expect too much, good, and welcome. Cause like I don't wanna make excuses, but this village, oh, we just broke one of the principal sources of water going in. You'll see this whole thing dissipate as we go. It's all right. Do I have more water on me? No, I don't. It's fine. We probably won't fall down all the way. We probably won't fall down all the way. We can always just fly out. That's a, oh no. Oh, well. As we clearly see, we have ended up with this poor Fletcher, who truly has much to blame us for. There we go. Alright, so first things first, we're just gonna fly up here, get a little bit of water going on, except we can't because we don't have any inventory space. We're going to go to this chest and throw random stuff into it. Hello, TinyZilla. How's it going? Do I know what giving over it is? That's a video game, right? That's like, if you're asking if I know what the concept of getting over something is, not like as it applies to me. I'm aware that people do theoretically get over things. But if you mean like that video game with like a dude in a barrel or something, I haven't played it, but I've heard of it. It looked interesting enough. My friend that was telling me about it says well, why they're talking about it. It had like a bunch of like philosophy quotes interspersed with it, and they said that it reminded them of me and how I would, you know, I'll helpfully tell people things that aren't very helpful in the moment. You got close to 200 hours into it? Wow, that's a lot of content to get out of it. That's awesome. I'm glad you're having a good time. Alright, so here we do what? We just crust this right here so that we don't have to do anything else to the interior. Yeah. I kind of want to make this a proper river. We'd have to do some work for the people living inside of it, though. You have a speedrun for 2 minutes and 35 seconds? Yeah, I'll probably check that out whenever I'm done with this run. That sounds awesome. I do like watching speedrun stuff, especially if it's in, you know, little chunks for games I don't understand. I mean, like, I've watched many hours of, like, GoldenEye speedruns of the same level over and over and over. But yeah, if it's a little chunk, that sounds totally cool. The only game I speedrun at the moment, it's like, well, I run GoldenEye, but like I haven't actually got my N64 and turned it on in a few days. This isn't embarrassing. It's just funny. So like, I have this table downstairs where I live, here in the other room with like the TV and the N64 on it. But I just like piling snacks on it. So like I've got like Pringles, and then I've got like honey buns, then I've got like, you know, all sorts of other delicious affordable snack cakes just like piled on top of all of it. So I literally can't I can't get at my at my TV unless I move all of my snacks. And I keep on thinking maybe I'll just eat all of the snacks and be able to play GoldenEye, but horror of horror, agony of agonies, it turns out I can just buy more snacks, rendering me totally incapable of ever playing GoldenEye again. And you might be thinking, couldn't you just move them without eating them to move them? You totally overestimate me. I can't do anything of the sort. And I resent you thinking that I could. You need to think a lot less of me. I'm not that kind of guy. I'm not some sort of problem solver, okay? I'm just a guy who loves GoldenEye and eating miniature Hostess donuts. I'm not sponsored by Hostess. I'm just a big fan. See, there's a community made map of 007. Cool. Yeah, I loved GoldenEye when it came out, and like my family had like James Bond movies on VHS and stuff too, which is super funny to me in retrospect because they're a little racy compared to what my parents would have like broadly considered acceptable, right? But I guess they were too much fun for them to care about. You know, there's a lot of exceptions made for stuff that's really high quality in art, right? But I I have such fond memories of GoldenEye specifically, and of course it has the internal timer, and it not only has that, but there were like cheats that you unlocked for doing well, which was another reason to like want to be good at it as a young person. You're in around then? Ah, yes. I assume most people that are watching are a lot younger than me. But it's always interesting for me too, because like I'll play a game, you know, that's like somebody else's childhood, like Minecraft, and not least because like I only started playing Minecraft like June of last year, so things that other people might consider like totally standard bits of knowledge, and I also don't like look stuff up either, but you know, it's you can always come back to art at a different time than when it comes out. Some people think that you need to be in right as soon as things release, but I try not to believe that. I try to believe that what you want to do is just find things in your own time, and if they're excellent, they'll be just as good when you get around to them. And that's why I try to buy games on sale. For the longest time, I didn't know that I could click the middle mouse button and have the block that I was in front of me like pulled out of my inventory and put into the slot. And then a viewer said it one day, and it just, man, was that a great tip. You like a lot of older stuff like games and music and stuff? That's awesome. Good deal. There's often a lot to like from each generation, and it's a marker of sort of failed imagination if you can't find something to like in a place. At least in my opinion, it is so. You've been doing Minecraft longer than you've been in school. That's so funny. Yeah, for a lot of people, this was a game that they had, the whole time, because, if somebody, is in high school now, then this game would have been out basically their whole lives. I work with a bunch of people where that's the case. And although we don't have to have the area around underneath it to build the wall, it still is nice. All right, do we want to go in from here? We can just trim down the other side. Yeah, we'll just do that. You say I have a magnificent mustache? Well, thank you very much. My mustache and I appreciate the compliment. I'm quite fond of it myself. It's my trademark now. I find that people can't even see me at all. I can just go around the world and all they see is the mustache. They barely know I'm under here. I'll periodically go through moments playing Minecraft like just then where I like forget that you pick up resources as you're doing stuff. I'm like, man, every time I need to put dirt down, it's just showing up. That's pretty cool. I didn't realize I had that much dirt in my inventory as I am hitting dirt with a shovel. We're just gonna put torches on absolutely all of the corners. That's what's hot on the streets right now. Oh no, it's totally uneven. It doesn't matter. We're gonna address that later, or never, one or the other. We're gonna keep on building this little wall and the other wall above it. Why both walls? Well, what if somebody happened to fall down in between one and the other one? They wouldn't want to be hurt, would they? Why don't I just build it better such that wouldn't happen? I don't know. You're gonna drive yourself quite mad looking for logic in the way that I play this game. Alright, do we want to go hit some enemies? Do we need more gunpowder or whatever? Probably. Yeah, let's go hit some creepers. With a sword. So you put the sword into the offhand so that you get the looting enchantment onto it. Now you might think, wouldn't it be better to learn how to kill a creeper like by yourself rather than having to use a bow and arrow? Well, it might be. But I didn't get this far by being good at the game. I got this far by learning how to do very specific things. And one of those things is not engage a creeper with a melee weapon. What you do is you shoot them. If you ever get into melee, you run away. Ever play Hypixel? No, but I have heard of that. People I work with have mentioned it and stuff. But no, I have not played any mods. As the meme goes, I got the monster computer to play max settings vanilla Minecraft. No, I play other stuff too. How's this guy not getting burnt? Does that chainmail keep the sun out? Seems fine. How am I missing? Maybe I wasn't and he just wasn't getting knocked back. Unimportant. Alright, so 7... That's an amount of gunpowder to yield from that. I mean, feels okay. Oh, it's a server. I see. No, I've never played Minecraft with other people. I've gone to one of my friends' creative worlds, but they weren't home. I just sort of like broke in. You know, I knocked on the door and let myself in. And then I poked around a little bit. Whoops. Alright, so here we have like that internal space, which is functionally useless to us, right? Does anyone even live here? Are there even any denizens? Oh, that's right, the 2 lonely iron golems. And the beds that we put here, never to have anyone live there. The 2 sad iron golems at the end of the wash. I remember now. Yeah, someone does live here. Well, you know, they'll be alright if we cast Amontillado them. Those poor fellows fell down. Who knows where they came from? It might have been up here, because, like, are we even sealed? No, they might have just tried to go up. They might have tried to go up like here, but they can't. The fools. We're just gonna fall down again. This seems like actually like an entirely legitimate terraforming strategy, right? As long as I'm not the one who broke it in the first place. It could have been me. It was a long time ago. I was a different guy then. I don't really remember what I used to do or who I used to be. Hey, Anthony. What am I most proud of in my world? Oh, here, I'll show you. It's at my house. I guess alternate what I'm most proud of is on my back, but you know, it's just a normal thing to be proud of, I suppose. So this is my house, and this is my dragon egg, right? So the only time I've ever beat Minecraft is on this world. So I've actually, you know, only beat it on hardcore one time here, and so I guess that's what I'm proudest of. And I got my little crime family here. I'm proud of that. I'm really proud of Pigstep. I went through a lot to get this disc. But so I'm not much of a builder. You know, I have only been playing Minecraft in general like a little less than a year, so I don't like know what I'm doing or anything. We can take a quick little tour. So I built, you know, I got like some flowers and stuff, and I got the mooshes here. They are my beloved friends. I built a canal. Oh yeah, what I'm most proud of. I built a canal several thousand blocks so that I could get the mooshes from Mushroom Island and bring them home here. And yeah, and I built it, and then it wasn't big enough, and they didn't make it through the canal. So I built the canal even better, and then they didn't make it through that canal, and then I built the canal better again, and then we got the mooshes back to us. It took forever, but so my previous hardcore world I died on 334, day 334 at the Ender Dragon fight. So I had a couple more worlds, and I love cherry trees and stuff. So a lot of this here, this little miniature island there that we'll take a look at in a second, I built that too. But so this one wasn't here. This is 0-0, but like, so it's like right here, I spawn and there's like a tree and you're like looking out at the ocean, and then you turn around, and I didn't plant any of these cherry trees. It's just this amazing snowy mountain with all these cherry groves. There's a village over there. There's more villages over here. And then, so these trees right here I planted, but not all of these. And like I said, cherry trees are like my favorite thing in the game. And this world has a shocking amount of connecting cherry biomes right by spawn. Like, it's a really, really cool place. And if I hadn't been playing a bunch of hardcore, you know, I never would have found it. They've got this amazing little valley thing there. And again, like, I didn't plant any of these. Like, these are all just here. But yeah, it's a very cool place. And but yeah, no, this world, I'm proud mainly of like my Minecraft accomplishments in it. So it continues on over on this thing, and down here in this Sunflower Valley, in the heart of it, this is the first place I ever fought the Wither, and I won. So you see all of these holes in the ground, you know, that's me just like dodging death and just going into the fight, knowing if I die forever, having never fought him before. So I'm pretty proud of that too. I guess those, yeah, just the Ender Dragon kill and the Wither kill. And then, you know, I built some cool stuff. I didn't build a house for like more than 100 days, but I was building this big roller coaster in the last world that I had, the last major world, and I really liked it. But you know, it's still like I still have the world, you know, but it's all gone now. But I built this little artificial lush cave here, which I think is actually quite handsome. I was doing that in the other world too. The other one I was building in the other world was much cooler, but this just sort of like, you know, blends in with the landscape a little bit. So, you know, we've got that going on, and you can ride a minecart all around. And I want to like expand more of it in there, as you can see, you know, as you can sort of see here. I'll tilt my head at the computer screen. That'll be very helpful to everybody. Um, uh, and I like floating islands, so I built these. And then, yeah, it's, you know, we're basically getting to like everything I've done here, because I spent like a lot of time just messing around, or you know, building the canal. But I really love the aesthetic of like Badlands and like the mesas and stuff. So I built all this, you know, like there was an island already here, but you know, I imported the sand, and I built a little terracotta, and I gave myself a little googly-eyed Kirby looking house, even though there's like literally nothing inside of it, because that's the kind of guy I am. But yeah, you know, that's the world. And then so underneath it, I'm quite proud of this as an aesthetic. So I brought in all of these blocks from a monument, so it makes it look, well, it's supposed to make it look as though, you know, like the sediment has fallen on a monument that was there, but actually there was no monument at all. I just put it on the outside to make it look as though that was the case, because I thought that would be cool, and you know, it is. I think it is. But that's basically the world, you know. I built a little nether highway so that I could travel around in there on my quest to get pig up. I've got a bunch of fireflies up here. They buzz. I need to get a mod to remove the buzzing, because I really like fireflies. And in real life, look, I live in Arkansas, and there's so much buzzing that you don't even notice that fireflies also buzz. But, you know, I definitely notice in the game. My dream job whenever I was a little kid, I wanted to be a lawyer. I know, right? But I knew a couple of lawyers, and they were just like really great people, and I looked up to them, and I thought they were just like super smart. Like whenever I was a little kid, I knew them. Like they went to church with us, or like we knew them socially or whatever. And I just really admired their way of looking at things. And there's this comic strip in the papers whenever I was growing up. It ran from the year when I was born to 1996, called Calvin and Hobbes. That's super amazing. And Calvin's dad, and that was a lawyer. And so I just always, like, a lot of people have like negative views of lawyers, but like all the views that I had of lawyers growing up were of like positive relationships with people. And you know, it was like they in my mind, you know, they were smart people that used like being good at books to win arguments with people, and I found that very appealing. So that's like sort of what I was going on there. And there's also a board game called Life, and if you selected the lawyer profession, then you got the most money, besides like doctor, which, you know, somebody else always wanted to be. So yeah. Plan on going into meteorology. My grandfather was a meteorologist. Well, one of my grandfathers. I didn't know him, but that is what his job was when he was still around. You say the island's cool, Anthony? Thank you. Yeah, we've also been getting some. We have what I call, you know, a perpetual need of bones, because unlike string, you can make bone meal out of bones, and then due to the magnificence of these wildflowers, you can just, you know, bone meal them and then get more wildflowers. Oh no, not a creeper. No, 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 no. They're going to destroy my beautiful wildflowers. This is the peril of fighting at nighttime, right? I should have known better. All right, we're going to have to execute this creeper to make up for our failures. We're going to have to execute this creeper. Ah, in between two of their heads. I could have claimed I was shooting at either one. And instead I missed both of them. At least, hey, at least we make that shot. We turned away from the zombie so you couldn't see the arrow hitting. It was always going to hit. Look, I played like so much Mountain Blade Warband in the early days of my YouTube career. I know how to shoot a bow and arrow in a video game. I'm only joking. I'm super bad at it. I did play a lot of Mountain Blade Warband though. Can I run faster than the arc of the arrow now? Like if I'm running forward? No, that was just a special occasion. Got it. Man, how am I missing all this? Let me say I'm good at the game. Let me say I'm good at bows and arrows. Oh my goodness, this skeleton is far superior. I'm gonna hit him with the bow. I'm gonna physically hit him with my bow. It worked. There we go. Perfect. Said Game of Life is the best board game besides Clue. You know, I always remember liking it. It didn't feel, you know, it didn't feel like it was perfect, but I liked it. You know, there's always chess, but chess is its own animal, right? You know, technically a board game, but it's hardly the light fare of a game about, you know, murder most foul like Clue. Chess is serious business. No, I did play a bunch of chess growing up. I was not good. I was merely better than people that did not play chess. If you play chess, you know exactly the quality of player that I mean. Should probably just lay down for the night. We got a bed somewhere, right? I mean, we can go home. It's just right here. Might as well. Oh my goodness. Truly, the only real agony in life is accidentally having your elytra inside of your hand when you're trying to open a gate. Ah, Garuda! Hey, boss, got you some seeds. Garuda is the boss of the crime family. You like tridents? You never use bows? You know, in a previous hardcore world, I had a bit of a thing about tridents. I tried for many episodes to get one, like a lot. I've got a couple here, but like you know, I knew that they were in the game, but it was about to almost make me crack, like trying to find one, because like, you know, I was trying to get one for various reasons. After all, if you want to like just bust open some nice underwater monuments, you kind of want a trident. And I was trying to get a bunch of, you know, achievements and advancements and such. Speaking of... Yeah, I'm always using the bow for creepers. And then, you know, like phantoms to clear a bastion of piglins. Lots of stuff. Come with me if you want to live. Oh no, he thinks I meant it. No, not this way, you bonehead. Not that way either. Oh, it's hopeless. We'll just have to carve him a home inside of the rock eventually. Alright, so way more people than beds. Got it. Do I have wool on me? No. Get some stuff mended up right quick, and of course increase the herds. Never a bad idea to spend the wheat on something productive. I say ironically. I should plant some more wheat, but first we have to complete our little curtain wall. The game does not like to see, like, which one of their eyes I'm gonna have to witness. Like, once it's figured out, you know, where they're gonna be facing, it's alright. It's like, it just has to figure out. And then, of course, all the little ones are in the middle getting shoved around. That's just physics. You know, this would be a good time to get rid of this rut that's here. We don't, you know, need it or like it being there. Amazing. Now that's sorted out. Man, there's a lot of trash in this chest that I don't want at all. Fortunately, I'll never throw it away, and I'll just hold on to it forever. That's what it means to be alive. Alright, getting distracted. Getting distracted by inventory management is the worst thing that can happen to anyone. And if not anyone, then it is the worst thing that can happen to me. Totem in the offhand. Let's get back to this. Let's get back to this wall. The people of the village need to be safe. Storage room where I organize everything. Well, see, that's the thing. It all starts that way, doesn't it? You know, you build yourself a vault and you put little things on the ground. You're like, oh, here's where we'll keep, you know, the stuff that you get from whatever. Here's where we'll keep the rocks. Here's where we'll keep that and this. But then before you know it, you're like, here's where I put stuff in a box because I wanted to get it out of my inventory before I left. Here's where I keep some shulker boxes with trash inside of them. You know, that kind of thing. That, and then, you know, your reminders, your affirmations. You know, to stop being dramatic. Whatever you need to say to yourself to keep yourself going. That's what I have to tell myself. Oh yeah, that feels good. I just totally stuck the landing. Of course, if I hadn't, I just would have climbed up on top of the wall anyway, but it's still nice. Doing a great job. Titanium power. Oh no, not that. Alright, so do we want to drop in 1 unit of the roof there? I mean, no one needs access to this place. We could just brick the whole thing up and pretend that we don't enter the nether there. You can just break it. You do roads to chests sort by sign and category. You know, I should do that. I've quit playing games that I liked because the inventory management stressed me out so much. Every time I think of playing Terraria again, I just get like anxious thinking about all the chests and how I can never get the stuff that I was supposed to get in them. But people have told me there's ways to like automatically sort it using redstone things. You know, if I ever started looking up things for the games I play on the internet, that would be, you know, that would be one of the things I would do. But my own redstone is very rudimentary and nothing at all on the level of that. You know, it's like if they were the same, it would be good, right? Like abstractly it would be. But if they're just a little bit off, would I notice? I mean, not immediately. Would I ever notice in a way that would matter? Probably not. This is sort of like being, right? This is sort of like it. Yeah, it'll be fine. Oh no. I fell. I got better. Alright, so we've got a wall that stops people there from dropping down, probably. And that'll stop them from trying to go anywhere except somewhere they can go, probably. Probably. I don't actually know how NPC's decision making in this game works. If I did, I wouldn't have so many people at the bottom of this abyss in the first place, right? Nice safe drop to the bottom, nothing like it. There's only 2 beds for all these people. They're all arguing over who gets the second one, and then I just take it. You know, get wrecked. That's my advice. Have any wood? You know, probably not. Probably not. That's alright. We'll find strategic grow locations. You know, it's like if I'm gonna do that, I can just make the stairs here, right? Except I can't. I don't have enough stone. Fortunately, we'll go to the box of rocks. Everyone's got some. Don't they? Yeah, the box of rocks. If you go to a stone cutter, I think it's a stone cutter, you actually get more effective, like, stone to stairs numbers, because it only takes, like, 4, I think, for, like, blocks of stone to get it, but I don't care. And why stairs? So that we can start the process of building a staircase to get these poor misguided folk out of there. Although they probably need more help than I can give them. You know, maybe they're happy down there. Maybe we just need to make it a better world for the people down there. Yeah, that sounds normal. It's not gonna do it. You know, there's certain facings that you can do, and then things work better. All right, so we've got the wall up there. They can't fall in this way, right? They basically can't. So we can just trim this whole side down. I mean, really, what's the point of that wall? So you can come and look down? Yes, that's a good point to have it. You have a good night too, Anthony. Good night. I'm probably not long for this stream either. The other turtle yet to hatch. We did get one turtle, if memory serves. Old Yertle, although we did not name him, that's what we're calling him. And I believe they're still around. This is like the home beach. I just don't know where they are. Well, there's a turtle here somewhere. At least I thought there was. It's alright. If I can just go and get some more turtles. I know how. Hey, Natasha. Ah, yes. Here, let's go look at it. So you know how people are always falling down. We built a nice little wall thing, and now hopefully they won't be able to fall down anymore. Because there's like so many people at the bottom of this, as you see, quite a few. And we need to build them either a staircase out or a civilization of their own down there. I haven't decided which. It sounds like it'd be easier to just build them a whole world, and also more fun. Because yeah, a lot of them have been falling down here through some fault of their own, no doubt, but I don't think they've gotten much further. It's possible I'm gonna find like 100 dudes down here, though. I think they'd probably die over too much time down here. They'd eventually get down here to like where the warden's at, right? Like over down that way. The old deep dark, the abyss. But I was thinking we could build like a cool subterranean, village for them, since they are intent on living underground. And they might be saying, I don't love living underground, I just accidentally am here. Yeah, well, for a person who doesn't want to be underground, you sure spend a lot of time being underground. Exactly, you know, we can just like get some new blocks for them, set up some like some permaculture, you know, maybe make a couple of them some nice fishermen, give them some places to fish, you know, figure out if they can grow crops underground. And so, of course, the first thing we'll do is break down the walls of the only beds they have. They didn't need them anyway, and now they can come in out of the rain. Lapis, glorious! You know, there's a time when the mere sight of Lapis would send me into a frenzy, but now I'm merely very restrained about it and pleased. These poor guys, you know, from whence did they come? What's up with his sheep? There are all sorts of questions here. Alright, the sheep is no longer a question. We've dealt with that. We no longer have to worry about why that is there. Like, this will crack me up forever. These two guys having a party, everybody else bobbing up and down for dear life, getting literally rained on all night long. But, you know, there's some value to being the first. There's a great song by Bill Callahan called Too Many Birds. And, reminds me of that. But if you're from a place with a bunch of birds, which most people are, then you'd be familiar with the concept of the song, which is, you know, like in North America, it's like blackbirds are the ones that I think of, but I guess everywhere is a little different. But, you know, I think he uses blackbirds in the song, but it's like too many birds in one tree, and the line that he says after that is, and the sky is full of dark and screaming leaves. And I just love that idea, you know, if you've ever seen, like, you know, birds just whirl around a tree, angry that there's no branch for them to sit on. And, you know, that competition for space, that sort of, like, outrage at not finding the world the way that you wanted to find it. It's a really cool song. Has a fun kind of unique part where he, like, late in it adds like a word at a time to a sentence that he's singing for, you know, poetic and dramatic effect. And I think it goes very well. That's old Bill Callahan previously of the band Smog. If you're super into, like, you know, the American indie scene, you may have heard of Smog, but not Bill Callahan. It's possible. I know people that basically only know him from Smog. Although, you know, it's all fairly obscure when we're talking about these people. Not super obscure, just a little bit. But anyway, I really like Bill Callahan. He's not going to come up as much as the Mountain Goats are, but it's good music. I've never seen a Bill Callahan show. I definitely would go. I'm going to kill the switch before it even sees me coming. There you go. 2 to the dome. All that it needs to be shuffled off this mortal coil. And it drops a redstone dust thing. A lot of it. That's good. And of course, like all things in the game, whenever I'm supposed to be doing one thing, what I actually end up doing is collecting some gunpowder. But that's very important, you know. You gotta collect your gunpowder. You gotta get into archery duels with skeletons and sort of lose them because you're bad. These are things that are 100% mandatory. Alright, where were we? We were getting stuff for beds for these people. It's like, but shouldn't we at least try to make them have some sort of living quarters? I mean, even these poor sods here at the library who have not been let out in ages, you know, they've still got their wheat, you know. They've still got their individual rooms with their little flowers in them and their little lecterns. You know, I'm not a monster. I am. I am a monster. I'm a monster. It'll be okay. After all, we are letting them sleep. Would a monster let the librarians that never are allowed to leave sleep? Would a monster do that? Don't answer. Oh my goodness, this dude is just like in my, I have this bed here so I can do stuff here bed. Are things in the village really so bad as all that? Well, that's alright. We'll solve it. How, you might ask? I'm gonna hit sheep with a sword. It's gonna go great. How many entities are on this screen? Jeez. Oh, just like 600, but it is raining, I guess. This will get our shovel up nicely. Probably totally full inventory. We'll ditch the bones. We'll ditch the redstone. We'll pick the bones back up. Sure. Look, if you're gonna sleep here, then you're gonna buy this mutton in the middle of the night. That's just how it's gonna be. No, wake up, wake up. No, 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 don't wake up. Get out of the way, there's somebody coming. Alright, this guy does not need to be sleeping in this bed. It is not safe out here, man. You need to safely buy some mutton. That's the only thing that's gonna keep you safe at night. Alright, so we need to, like, cut down a tree or something. Yeah. And we'll just do what we've been doing for ages, which is gradually just cut down more and more of this forest as we need wood. Is that spider really up on me already? But I need more wood. Alright, now I'll kill the spider. I forget they're so good at climbing. I shouldn't forget that they are, after all, spiders. But, you know, I do forget. Alright, this will probably be, like, enough, right? Yeah, so we can just, yeah. Should be enough. Alright, beds are single servings. Oh, these guys are gonna be so pumped. I mean, not at me, like, failing to do stuff. If we throw stuff into the water, will it fall away far enough to where we won't see it anymore? I hope so. Alright, well that'll hopefully work out. That'll hopefully work out. We'll never have to see any of that stuff ever again. Alright, so I handed him a bed. Well, you know, it's not much of a place to sleep, but it is a place to sleep. Ah, the thunder roars. Thought in any project I might want to do. I mean, not really. I don't know. You know, this was sort of like a project, but it's already done. I mean, we could make, you know, like a little, you know, some space for them to live. I don't know. I need to, I don't know. You know, I'm not a creative enough person to play Minecraft, I think. In your world, you got a book and you're gonna write things to do before you die while you go playing. That would be fun. That sounds awesome. Yeah, I don't know, like maybe build like, you know, a giant wall around the village. Maybe make like, once we figure out how to give them like a village of their own here, maybe make this like a huge like river that connects in. I don't know. Something like that could be cool. But I don't know. I just don't know. Could plant some wheat. This is a nice village. I must not have been here yet. They still have a bunch of stuff that normally I would have taken. I like their totally unhinged, like farming plan, just like right next to it. I like that this cat is going swimming. This is a good village, you know. Some random emeralds, don't mind if I do. Yeah, you know, they're nice and simple people. Good for them. I'm gonna steal their bell. I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna take it and give it to somebody else. Somebody who needs it much less than them. Here, guys, I got you this bell. Now be happy, run around in a circle. I know you're probably alarmed because of the bell, but actually you're in a safe place now. You're welcome. Maybe one day I'll come back and give you a door. But we arrive at the end of a magnificent playthrough where we finally got something done. Some seeds for Garuda, the boss. And I invite you all to sit, stand, or kneel as you prefer for the national anthem, Creator by Lena Rain. But, you know, the best parts of this world I didn't build, and that's okay. Not everybody needs to be great. I sure don't. It's enough that I have a great crew. Luca, the muscle. Garuda, the boss. Bella, consigliere. Calcite, loyal dog. And that's all you need, you know. Good music, good friends. And that'll be enough to get you through. It's always been enough for me. But, you know, the wall's nice. I need a bigger one, a bigger and better one around the whole village. But I also need to, you know, I need to learn to build stuff in general. And by learn, I mean just make myself do it. Just, like, make some walls for them, you know? Because I bet it would be cool to have the butcher have an actual little shop thing and not just I put his job block out there in the middle of nowhere. I like how Bella and Calcite are just sitting on there right underneath the dragon. That's excellent. But, yeah. That's about all I've got for you today. I'll be back tomorrow. I don't work. I don't think I have to go anywhere. Man, I hope not. As I've said before, I don't really like going anywhere. I love staying in my room. Sometimes I'll go into the room next to mine to get a snack. That's awesome too. It's not like I won't leave my room for a good cause like a snack. But one more seed for Garuda. And as we gaze out at our field of flowers and some distant trees, or at our field of flowers and some trees, or at nothing, that's all I've got for you today. But thank you so much. It's great hanging out, doing a little bit of not very much Minecraft and a little bit of wall building. And, the village is slightly safer for the villagers now. Not much, and that's good. Good night, Natasha. Thanks for hanging out. It's good to see you. For anyone watching in the future, I hope the weather is nice. Perhaps I'll see you in another stream or video. Good night.